Have you ever sat in the middle of a picture-perfect celebration, knowing deep down that everything around you was a lie? That was me, right there, in the center of a celebration I had helped plan down to the last napkin fold. I carefully polished the crystal glasses, adjusted the cutlery so it caught the soft chandelier light just right, making sure her parents' 50th anniversary dinner looked like something out of a magazine. A golden milestone. I told myself I wanted it to be perfect for them, but deep down, I think I needed the distraction. As I walked past the guest room, I noticed the door wasn't fully shut. I didn't intend to listen, but her voice slipped through the gap, smooth and lighthearted, but with a chill underneath that stopped me cold. He's just a stepping stone. Once the divorce is finalized, I'll be set for life. Silence fell thick and sudden. Then her sister's voice came sharp and venomous. Just make sure you squeeze every last drop before he catches on. My hand froze midair, hovering above a napkin. I could feel my pulse pounding in my ears. But I didn't flinch. I didn't storm in or shout. Instead, I turned and calmly returned to the dining room. I straightened the flower arrangement, lit the candles with steady hands, and slipped my face into a mask of calm. When the guests arrived, I played the part flawlessly, pouring wine, exchanging pleasantries, toasting everlasting love. Her smile dazzled. Mine? I made sure it sparkled brighter. I was already planning what came next. We had met 7 years earlier at a high-end corporate gala. She wore a deep sapphire dress that made her the center of attention. Her drive was magnetic, fierce even. I'd already built my fortune. She was just beginning her climb. I mistook her hunger for ambition and her charm for sincerity. I handed her access to my life, my passwords, joint accounts, my trust. Together we crafted a picture-perfect life. Candlelit meals, late-night whispers about the children we'd never actually have, vacations filled with talk of dreams and forever. But eventually the cracks showed. Subtle signs at first. Her phone flipped screen down when I entered the room. Unexplained late nights. The faint scent of unfamiliar perfume. Her gaze became distant, her laughter hollow. I asked her once gently, "Is everything okay?" She kissed my cheek and murmured, "Of course, darling." I never asked again. I simply began paying closer attention. One evening, while she showered, her tablet lit up beside our bed. It was a message from her sister. Stop leaving a paper trail. And for God's sake, quit charging hotel rooms to the shared card. I didn't need to unlock it. The truth was already glaring. Still, I didn't lash out or accuse. That would only give her the upper hand. To play the victim, to claim I was cruel or paranoid. Instead, I went silent, and I began constructing my exit quietly, carefully, methodically. Step 1, protect my finances. She believed everything was jointly owned. It wasn't. The house? Bought before our marriage, never in her name. One account was shared, yes, but my company's profits were funneled into a separate portfolio. That one was mine alone. Step 2, seal the vault. I shifted money into secure, legally protected accounts, froze the joint ones, canceled her supplementary credit cards, and discreetly transferred business assets into a trust under my brother's name. Every move clean, legal, and completely invisible until the curtain lifted. Step 3, observe. She continued spending freely. Designer purses, spa weekends, high-end jewelry. I played along, nodding when needed, letting her believe I was still under her spell. Meanwhile, I installed subtle surveillance, never in the bedroom. I didn't need that kind of evidence, but in the office, the kitchen, the hallway, just enough to track timelines, conversations, and meetings. Then, just days after her parents' anniversary celebration, the email arrived. Her lawyer wanted to discuss asset division. No mention of heartbreak, no emotion, just cold legal language. A transaction. I responded politely, suggesting we bring in forensic accountants. A day passed. Then a softer reply landed in my inbox. Can we talk in person? Just us. I agreed. I chose a restaurant. Elegant, familiar, the same one where we celebrated our first anniversary. A symbolic neutral ground. She arrived dressed modestly, makeup minimal, eyes already glistening with well-rehearsed tears. "I never meant to hurt you," she whispered. "We just grew apart." She weaved her story, playing the innocent caught in fate's cruel hands. I didn't interrupt. I just listened. Then I slid an envelope across the table. Inside were printed texts, hotel bills, stills from the cameras, and a breakdown of all the financial precautions I had taken long before her betrayal became official. I met her gaze, calm and unwavering. "By the time you started scheming," I said quietly, "I had already left." Her face drained of color. She stammered, trying to steady her voice. "You can't prove anything." I offered a slight smile. "I don't need to. It's not about proving anything anymore. It's about everything you can't touch." She sat frozen as the waiter silently topped off our wine. I raised my glass. To freedom. She didn't go down quietly. She accused me of emotional abuse, tried to twist a narrative. But I had already met with senior partners at her firm weeks before, quietly handed over the evidence. They dropped her as a client the next day. She scrambled to find another attorney, a less reputable one, who demanded alimony. My lawyer laughed him out of the room. In the end, she walked away with nothing but her clothes and phone full of deleted messages she couldn't unsend. The day after the final judgment, I left the house before she could return. Every room emptied, not a single note or farewell. From my car parked across the street, I watched as she arrived, confused, trying the door. The locks had been changed. Her calls came fast, 10 in a row. I ignored everyone, because when you've already risen from the wreckage, you don't go back to sift through the ashes. My nights are now quiet, my space untouched. No red lipstick stains, no whispered betrayals behind half-closed doors. I finally understand. Love doesn't mean giving everything. It means knowing who truly deserves your trust. She thought I was her shortcut to success. She didn't realize I was the final bridge she'd ever burn, and I was the one holding the flame.